Morning, everyone. Excuse me. I'm going to have to keep my voice down a little bit because it's very early here in the UK. Just move my mic. There we go. But yeah, we're live for the next 2.5, 3 hours, probably till when's the deadline? Let's have a look. I don't even know. We're going to be live till about 9. I think 2.5 hours. It's good lengthy deadline stream. I think. Let us know what you've got planned this week. I think going to be a few managers using their chips, a few managers using transfers. I think it's going to be a busy week for some, I must say. I'll share how I'm looking. This is how I'm looking. I've got some big decisions to make, and I think I'm going to make 3 transfers this week. I'm looking at my midfield, and I'm wondering, Semenyo, he's dropped in form a little bit, so he's obviously not scoring as many points as he was. And due to the fact that he's dropped in form a little bit, I do wonder if he's going to play both games, like start both games. I don't know if there's anything in that, or that's a valid concern, but that is something that's going through my mind. So I think I'm going to do Semenyo to Cherki. That's going to be my first move. And then I've got both Gross and Tavernier. I've not been overly enamoured by Tavernier in recent weeks. Gross plays Wolves, so I think I'm going to stick by Gross. And then I got Cole Palmer as well. So that leads me on to thinking I could do Tavernier and Palmer out. And looking at the players I can afford to bring in Saka and Dominic Szoboszlai. And I think all of those are pretty good moves. So that's what we're looking at. 3 transfers. It's just coming up on your screen now. Semenyo to Cherki, Palmer to Saka, and Tavernier to Szoboszlai. I think that's going to be a fairly popular move. Also, we're looking at Crystal Palace and their double game week. Obviously, they've got a double game week. We don't forget that. But I don't know about you. I'm really worried about how Palace are going to line up. They're obviously through in the Conference League. They're in the final of that. By the way, the final of the Conference League is 3 days after Game Week 38. So you can probably only imagine the kind of team that Palace are going to put out in Game Week 38. So I don't think I'm going to touch Crystal Palace at all. It may hurt me a little bit this week, but I think long term, the 3 players I'm looking to bring in, they make sense. And if I was to pick a Palace player, I think I'd probably say Richards, Lacroix, Henderson, Munoz, Camvo. Those would be the ones. I would say Munoz obviously has the explosivity factor, but I think Lacroix's minutes are probably the most secure. So that's where I'm at with Palace. But I'd be, I'm just not sure I want them. Who we got in the chat? Paul's been out for his walk. I guess we'll see him when he gets back. Good to see you. Baller X, Owen, triple cap in Haaland. I like it. Alex, great to see you, Alex. Hope you're keeping well. 4th in most of my mini leagues. Don't know if going Cherki or... I don't feel like it's the week to go against Haaland. I think just having Haaland as your triple captain is your differential, really. It was certainly early, mate. Did Rice to Saka. I like it. I think this is the last deadline stream of this sort, this early, we're going to do for a long time. Because obviously the season finishes soon. And also, I'm hopefully going to be buying a flat over the summer, which should hopefully mean the first deadline stream of next season will be from a new gaff. Hello, New Zealand. Hello from New Zealand. Good to see you, mate. Whereabouts in New Zealand are you? Still good to go different to everyone else, though. Fair enough. I think so, but how many people are triple captaining Haaland? I feel like the consensus was a triple captain on Gabriel a few weeks ago, really. I'm 772k, triple captain. Should I go Haaland or Cherki? I think Haaland. Triple captaining Haaland is still differential enough, I think. Gibbs White. Oof. He looked in a bad way, didn't he? Be surprised if he plays again. Also, I'll tell you what, rogue shout. I think Forest, they're obviously in a reasonably secure position in the league at the moment. I don't know if they are mathematically safe, but I'd be a little bit worried about his minutes. Sorry, not his minutes. I'd be a little bit worried about Forest as a whole. I think the big loss against Villa could have knocked the stuffing out of them. And also, I think Gibbs White's so key to Forest, and without him, they're going to find life very difficult. That's correct, Alex. I don't own one at the moment. I just rent. I'm going through the process. I don't know if it will all work out. We don't know yet. So I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but I've put my offer in and it's been accepted. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited, mate. It's going to have an office if I get it. My own office. You can't tell, but my bed is just there. It'd be nice to have my own room for making YouTube content. Out of O'Reilly, Cherki, and Haaland, who would you triple captain? Haaland. I think not many people are going to be triple captaining Haaland. I think that is your differential, basically. Rank is 120k. Triple captain Haaland this week. Did Palmer to Saka and João Pedro to Gyökeres. I'd be a bit worried about Gyökeres. I know you've already made the move, but with Havertz being back, it would make me worry about Gyökeres' minutes. Good to see you, Laura. Hope you're keeping well. Is it exam season for you? Or I guess, I don't know, do you teach kids for exams? Bloody stressful exams, I must say. Gonna have a look at a couple of things. I think all the team news has come out and has been digested, but we'll have a quick look while we're just getting started. Phil Foden talking about, Pep Guardiola talking about Phil Foden in press conferences is a promising sign for his minutes. So I'm just looking for some news. Also, I'm really not sure how I should start who in my team should start this week. It's really tricky. So one of Hill, Calvert-Lewin, or João Pedro could all start, and I don't know what to do. I guess João Pedro is probably the one. I'm just going to have a look, see what some tools tell me I should do while we have a look at the chat again. Be silly to drop Gyökeres. Yeah. I don't know about Strike. That's what I'm trying to get, mate. Zed, I like the Semenyo to Cherki and Enzo to Szoboszlai moves, and I would think twice about getting Welbeck and Lacroix because they're not long-term moves. Hope the geography paper goes well. You know what I mean? Not for you. You're not taking it. Hope your kids do well. How's it been? Have they been stressing, working hard? You can see Liverpool keeping a clean sheet. I know, mate. There's so many narratives you can spin about what could happen. So off screen, I'm using multiple sources of data to get this answer. The first one I'm going to look at, because I don't care about people seeing it, is FPL Review. FPL Review is saying, well, we're going to do my transfers. FPL Review is saying Calvert-Lewin should start. Interesting. Let's see what Solio says. Solio is saying a 4-5-1. Solio is telling me that. 4-5-1 with James Hill starting, Calvert-Lewin, João Pedro on the bench. Let's see what Hub's saying. Fantasy Football Hub is saying a 3-4-3, starting both João Pedro and Calvert-Lewin and benching Hill. Hang on, what if I do my transfers? If I do my transfers, then it should know. It's saying that 3-5-2, bench Hill and Calvert-Lewin. Wow. I just know whatever I do with this bench, the person on it is going to score points. I think you either do João Pedro to Gyökeres now or don't do it at all, really. Mate, I'm terrified of... Munoz worries me. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. We were just thinking about my other bench order and I didn't bloody start for Bruggen. Thank you, Alex. Quite expensive, I will say. I'll share it. I don't mind. I've worked and saved for the last 10 years. I've basically had a full-time job. Most people went to university that were sort of in my social circle. I started working when I was 18 and I've been saving ever since. Obviously, I earn a bit of money from YouTube now, and I've tried as best as I can to save up all of that. And then, unfortunately, we lost my granddad last year, and he left behind a little bit of money for all of us grandkids. And that little bit of money just took me over the edge of being able to, secure myself an apartment or a flat or a house. And I wanted to make sure I lived in a good location. A lot of my friends who are partnered up and stuff they bought a place that's sort of on the outskirts of the city, and they're all lovely, but I don't want to live just there yet. So I've got myself a location I'm really happy with, but it meant I could only afford really a flat. But I don't need much more. It's 2 bedrooms. It's got a bedroom and an office, living room, kitchen. It's all I need. I'm really excited, but it's obviously not gone through yet. We're pushing it all, but we're in the buying process at the moment. I don't think Welbeck is a long-term move because I'm not a massive fan of Brighton going forwards. This week is good, but I don't know about the rest of the season. Yeah, 2 Arsenal centre-backs, why not? I think if you bought yourself an Arsenal defender, you'd be loath to not use them against West Ham this week. Cheers all, I appreciate that. Risk strike on a bench boost. Let's have a look. Let's see what the latest is on strike. Let's see what the quote says. Oh, unfortunately, the quote. So Edmund, who I'm guessing is the Leeds assistant, I'll pause it so we don't get done for copyright. Gabby will be out this week. Noah Okafor will miss the next 2 games. Pascal Strag won't train with us today, but we are hopeful he'll be available. It's not great, is it? Same here, Daniel. I mean, it's work for this is partly how I make my living now. So my move date I will definitely make sure there is minimal disruption to this operation, that's for sure. Internet is the main thing. Got to sort out the internet when we get a date to move in, if it happens. You know what? If you think Brighton are going to do well next few games, buy Welbeck. Do it. Don't listen to me and do it. Best player, I'm definitely preferring Szoboszlai. I'm probably going to buy Szoboszlai this week. I tell you what, at 7 a.m, I'm going to make my transfers, I think. We'll just have a quick whiz through the Jump the Wave predictions as well while we're here. Let's see who she's got starting. There's Arsenal predicted lineup for anyone wondering. I also think Ben White could be pretty safe. I feel like Timber's not going to play again this season. That's the Liverpool predicted team. Here's the Arsenal team. All the names I think we're interested in. Gyökeres at 86%. So one predictor out of 7 has said that Havertz is going to start. I don't really care. That's what they said. Villa. How many people got Villa players? Brighton. The only one is Dunk or Buscagli. That's it. The rest of the team is nailed on by the looks of it. Chelsea. Sanchez not going to start. Chalobah. Colwill. Cucurella, Caicedo. Palmer, João Pedro. Liverpool, not entirely clear who's going to start in goal. Frimpong will be at the back with Virgil, Canate, Kirkes. Oh, it's messy, isn't it? It's messy. I think McAllister's injured, isn't he? So he's not going to start. Is McAllister injured? Someone at training told me McAllister's injured, but I don't think he is. No, I can't find anything on him. Yeah, you're probably right on Gyökeres, to be fair. O'Reilly triple captain, I mean, it's the one I'd probably do if it wasn't Haaland, I think. Yeah, Man City, I think, looks like the team is pretty clear. Man United. And the names are the big names, apart from Mbumo. Mbumo doesn't look like he's going to play. Newcastle. There's a Newcastle team. Bruno Guimaraes could be really good for the running. Tottenham. There's their team. All right, I think I'm going to make my transfers, ladies and gents. I think I'm going to make my transfers. Mm-hmm. I'm just having a little bit of doubt about the Szoboszlai move. Oh, should I get Szoboszlai? Is that worth it? Oh, is Szoboszlai worth it? What do we think of Szoboszlai, chat? Should I do that? All right, Raphael. What about Casemiro? Yeah, there's so many options. Thing for me with Casemiro is Man United they don't have anything left to play for now. No, mate, I won't be taking a hit. This is all my 3 moves. So we're gonna do. Who was the other one? I keep forgetting. Cherki. Do you think Liverpool will be a throw? Sorry, Villa will be a throw. I'm not sure. I think they'll go for it. I don't know what to make of it, really. Football and stuff, I like the moves, mate. I think they make good sense. They make good sense. I like it. I'm not. I think I'd rather have Szoboszlai than Bruno Guimaraes. These are the moves I've been feeling all week. That's the only thing. Liverpool on the beach, yeah. But then we've got a nice deep squad. It's just whether I keep Joe. It's just whether I keep Tavernier. I can just bench him if I need to. I think it's a good move too. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Because strike, it was said, I am going to start Tavernier's replacement, mate. I'll start all 5 of these midfielders. I'll start all 5 of them, mate. Yeah, but I could always bench Szoboszlai in 38 or sell him. I don't really see a massive issue with that. Just bench or sell him, mate. Don't see a massive issue. Yeah, agree on Tavernier's cooked. I don't want him anymore. Bruno Fernandes winning Player of the Year. I don't think he's been the best player in the league. That's the thing. I think he's been the best player in the division. It's just his team haven't been the best team. I don't think there's been anyone across this season that has been consistently as good pretty much every game as Bruno Fernandes has been. I think Semenyo's up there. He's been pretty good, but he's had dips in form. Cherki's obviously grown into the season. Declan Rice has had a bit of an up and downer. I know they're winning the league, but that's my thoughts on. I think Fernandes has won it because people that have voted for him have believed he's been the best player in the league. I think that's what's happened. Well, teams on the beach, it really depends on, what they have left to play for. For me, I think Man United, given they're qualified for the Champions League, they could be one. Who else could be one? Palace as well. Not from a sense of giving up, but their biggest game is the Conference League final. I think, to be fair, Liverpool could be on the beach in a couple of game weeks' time, but I'm happy to have Szoboszlai for that period. Fulham, they're not necessarily out of European contention yet, but the thing for me with Fulham is their manager's out of contract this summer. Harry Wilson's out of contract. I think there could be big change coming for Fulham. I'd start Riot, mate. Yeah, I think I'm about to do Semenyo to Cherki. I'm just thinking about it. I've done it. And now I've got the decision. Of who do I start out of Calvert-Lewin, João Pedro, and James Hill? Who do I start? Calvert-Lewin, João Pedro, James Hill. Who plays out of those? I'd probably say at the moment, this week, double Arsenal attack because of the the sheer amount of really good defenders this week, with Brighton playing Wolves, Man City having a double, and then you've got Gabriel. That's good enough. But long term, you just have to stick by the Arsenal defence, don't you? I just think they're so good. Good morning, Paul. Oh, I'm really unsure who to start. Better check the Discord, see if anyone's put their team in, actually. By the way, if you want to have your team reviewed, please do check out the FPL Cartel. I'll put a link in the chat. What it is, myself and my good mate, FPL Tom, we've set up a Discord together. It's a really good community. Both of us are in there to give you help and advice with your FPL team. And also, we got a fantastic community of people in there who will help you too. But you can submit your team into the Discord when you join. Don't talk about my neck. And I'll review it for you live on stream. There's a link to sign up. This was another reason why I considered Szoboszlai, because Liverpool were the third best team for the rest of the season for projected goals. And Szoboszlai, I think, is their best attacker. They've got Tottenham next week. Oh. I don't think I'd sell Bowen. No, I don't think I'd sell Bowen. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm tempted to do that. Bournemouth's clean sheet odds this week are 21%. Yeah, I think that's the team. That's the strongest feeling I've had either way. Just looking at those projections. Chelsea 1.4 projected goals. Yeah. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I'm frozen. Bear with. Something's happened with my camera. There we go. Calvert-Lewin's ahead of Szoboszlai for projected goals, but we all know Szoboszlai, from a projected goals point of view, he can also get assists and all of that stuff. Calvert-Lewin's ahead of João Pedro for projected goals. Oh, my days. Oh, no. Oh, no. I didn't need to see that. I think that's going to be me. Best Palmer replacement. Well, my friend, I've just brought Szoboszlai. Or Saka. Those are the two. Szoboszlai or Saka for me. Yeah, Frankie, I'm tempted to agree. And also Liverpool. I think Chelsea could do okay against them. I'm really happy to have Szoboszlai, but I think Chelsea could do decently against them as well. Right, I guess we're locked in, aren't we? A tweet, say we're locked in. Let's do a tweet together, ladies and gents. I was just on the FPL Copilot account as well. Gameweek 36. Where's the lock? Palmer to Saka. We did Tavernier to Soboslai. Semenyo to Cherki. Paul, absolutely. How do you want to get your team across? I'm avoiding Crystal Palace. A solid bush. A solid bush to Gabrielle, is it? Let's get your team open. Two 29463. I'm searching for name, that's why. Whoops. Here we go. How many transfers have you got, Paul? Sold Bush. Who's Bush? Oh, Bijou, I'm guessing that is. How many transfers you got, mate? I think I'd also do Gibbs White to Saka as well. I think I'd do Gibbs White to Saka. Yeah, Gibbs White to Saka be my other move, if you can. Otherwise, makes sense what you've done. Gabrielle for me, mate. Best defender in the game. Just going to put my team in the Discord as well. He's on his wild card. Oh, blimey. Okay. I like that, you know. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I was going to put my team in the team review chat, wasn't I? Oh, no, Angelique is my answer. Nah. I'm in a similar boat where I could do the same, and I'm not going to do it. No. No. I'm really happy with the moves I made there. You know, the more I think about it, I'm really happy with that. And I've got hopefully a good load of penalty takers in my team. I think my team this week I think that's a good team, isn't it? I'd like to think that's a good team. So I'm just checking if there's been any news. No, nothing on Twitter. This is the best team of the week, according to FPL Review, by the way. It's interesting, isn't it? Triple Crystal Palace in there. We'll see. I did consider Gyökeres, yeah, for a second. This is the team, mate. I've made 3 transfers. I sold Palmer, I sold Tavernier, and I sold Semenyo. And I bought Cherki, I bought Saka, and I bought Szoboszlai. I think I would transfer out. Hello. I would have a look at your team over the next 3 weeks and think, which of those players would you least like to start? That's how you make that decision. I guess I will, Wendell. I guess I will. I don't see a need. I'd have to take a hit to bring in a third Arsenal. I am a little bit concerned about Gyökeres' minutes. So I think all things considered, this team's fine. And then we buy another Arsenal player next week when I don't have to take a hit. That's probably what I'm going to do. Because I don't think I'm going to want to start Gross. So I could do... I got a few options. I've got a few options. You could finally get rid of João Pedro next week, but he does play Tottenham. So, yeah. Don't know yet. We'll work it out. I think for this week, those moves made sense. And I was quite happy to use my transfers because I think, well, you either use them or lose them, right? We had some price rises as well. So Verbruggen, Doku, O'Reilly, and Welbeck all went up. Palmer, Mbumo, Gibbs White, Alex Scott, Bowen, Gordon, Strauch, Chow, Somerville, Marino, and Andre Santos. They all went down in price. Mm-hmm. Wondering whether I should start Dewsbury Hall. Oh, it's so tough. It's so tough, mate. That is so tough. I think I'd consider Dewsbury Hall. I think I really would consider Dewsbury Hall. I just don't know what kind of Palace team are going to show up on Sunday. Casemiro would be a good option, yeah. But the thing for me with Casemiro is obviously Man United have achieved their objective for the season. That's the only thing really going through my mind about them. But I do think Casemiro is going to be really good. I think he's great as an FPL pick. Let's see what FPL Tom's up to, shall we? Let's see what FPL Tom's up to. I'm going to ask him what to do with my team. 2 seconds. I had a car video because that was how I was deciding on which car to buy.
There's some nice fixtures after it. He is the best Chelsea player. And you never know with penalties. Palmer missing that last one. Does it go as Wenzo? Does it go to João Pedro? You don't know. You don't know. I still think Palmer takes them, but I'm just saying. What is my opinion on Richarlison? He's okay, but I think there's probably better forwards out there in the game. I really do. He's all right though. Mate, you have to get super lucky. You have genuinely. There is you've got to be skillful and you've got to be
sorry, it was the sound was so loud it was double echoing through my mic.
Kind of realistically, like I said, be.
Let's see if Tom can help me with my team.
I think we've had a few teams sent in for review, so let's go and take a look at some of those then. I can see Tom's in the chat. He says, "Would you start JP, DCL, or Hill?" Oh, mate, that is tough. I think I would. I've just said it. I think João Pedro could score today. Liverpool defensively have been pretty ropey all season. Hill, though, is one of those where he could come away with a very steady 4-pointer and outscore João Pedro and TCL. So, yeah, I probably would be either between João Pedro or Hill. I do think João Pedro maybe gets something out of that Liverpool game. I really do. Don't know why, but I do. If you want to take that as enough, then go for it.
Cheers, Tom. We appreciate that. Yeah, I ended up buying a 125i BMW. It's a 1 Series, but it's got the same horsepower as a Golf GTI. And it's a little bit more understated as well. And also, I really wanted, I'll show you what I wanted. But it's just too expensive. I couldn't get one for a good price. I wanted specifically, yeah, one of these. But I don't like red. There it is. I wanted a Mark 7 Golf GTI manual 3-door. And I couldn't find one for sale. And any that were for sale were like £20,000. And I don't have 20,000. Well, I'm spending it all on a flat. But I kind of wanted one of them. But it was, yeah, I just couldn't get to it. So I'll show you what I got. Where is it? I don't think it will show you. No, it won't. I got a 125i BMW anyway. Yeah, I didn't want a 5-door. Most of the Golf GTIs are a 5-door, but I didn't. Yeah, I just didn't fancy a 5-door. I don't need a 5-door. I could send you a picture, but then it will show you my reg plate. I don't want to do that. Let's see if I've got a picture of it. Hang on. Let's see if I've got a picture of it. I'll show you what I used to drive. It's on my Instagram. I used to have a Toyota GT86. And the exhaust I fitted to it was so loud that it would set car alarms off every time I drove it. That's the car I used to have. That's what I used to have, a Toyota GT86. But yeah, it had a non-resonated exhaust on it. I'm sure people that know about cars know what that means. But I think it got noise tested at a circuit. I went to a track day with a couple of friends. I was never really going to drive my car, but I asked the bloke to do a noise test on it, and it was 110 decibels, which is very loud. I think the noise limit was 95. So, yeah. Ben, yes, mate. Thoughts on these demons? What have you done, pal? You've gone double Bournemouth defence. Yeah, I like it, mate. It's a good team. The thing that I'm struggling with at the moment, I get, and your tactic is probably to target that Bournemouth defence as well. This is my team. I'm really struggling with who to start. I've got these three, as do you. I see you've gone for the Bournemouth defence hedge. I don't know what to do. João Pedro's starting at the moment. It feels the best play. But I'm also looking at Hill and Tavernier. And, Calvert-Lewin. Bro, it was such a good car. I miss it a lot. It's also just, I'm approaching 30, rocking around a city like Bristol in a car with a 110 decibel exhaust. Thought a little bit, So I got something a bit more grown up. See if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Let's see if there is one. In grey, 3-door. Yeah, that'll do. Don't know if you can see it. That's what I've got now, but it's 3-door. I got those wheels as well. That's what I've got. Oh, it's nice in silver, isn't it, with those grey wheels? But anyway, that's what I've got. Definitely not DCL. No, I don't think so. I hope so about João Pedro, mate. Cheers, Paul. The thing is, for me as well, I've gotten quite lucky with my cars in the sense that I've not really made a loss on them. The GT86 sold for basically what I bought it for. I bought it for 11 grand, sold it for 10. It held its value really well. I looked after it, but it held its value really well. So I'm not like I'm rich or anything. I've just gotten quite lucky with the investments I've made into cars. So I basically was able to swap the GT86 for the new car. Start Tavernier or Senesi. Have Hill in my 11. Oh, but I'd start Senesi over Tavernier, I think, mate. Mate, if you had a dream where Szoboszlai scores 3 goals, that means it's going to happen, and that makes me very happy. I'm so up for Szoboszlai scoring 3 goals, mate. You wouldn't believe it. I am so unbelievably up for that. Caicedo, I just don't know about him. I think you can do better. I think you can do better than Caicedo. Anderson, Fulham, or Enzo. I'd go Fulham's Anderson, I think. Yeah, I think I would go Fulham's Anderson, I reckon. Nice one, Paul. Yeah, I mean, Toyota's great. The only thing is with mine is that the engine's made by Subaru, and it doesn't have the best reputation for reliability. But mine was always pretty solid. I just looked after it. I got it serviced every year. I think the longest I drove it without a service was like 9,000 miles. So I really looked after it. Well, that's the secret, isn't it? Buy a Toyota and look after it. And would you captain Cherki? No, you're not interrupting me. I think if you're looking to go different, it's O'Reilly. But quite honestly, I don't think this week is the week to go different. I think you captain Haaland this week, and then in Gameweek 37 and 38, that for me is when you can use your captain to be different. Yeah, that'd be my thoughts. Yeah, I don't rate. Sorry, I'm not keen on Kusanov. If you've got him, you have to play him. But yeah, mate, I do wake up early. I'm a swimmer. That's what we do, mate. We're renowned for getting up early. There is training for my team going on right now. They all got in the water at 6:30 when I started the stream, but obviously I'm not there today. Exactly, Paul. And you can learn how to do it yourself. I pay someone to do it because it's a messy job. I don't have a real good way of getting under the car, and also I don't really have a good way of disposing of the oil, so I just pay someone to do it. But it's not hard, is it? Joe, thank you, mate. Training's going okay. I've really struggled to get back into running. I've got something to share with you guys actually after this. Joe knows about it, but yeah, I really struggled to get back into running. As you probably know, I'm a swimmer, and you don't put any load through your legs when you swim, which obviously you do when you run. The last time I ran was the week before the lockdown in 2020. I did the Bath half marathon, but since that, I haven't run at all. I'm a swimmer. So getting back into running and putting load through my legs has been really quite tough. So I'm probably going to take some painkillers before the game. I did some work with the ball yesterday. I mean, I'm terrible at football, but I know I'm fit. Like from the swimming, I'm aerobically fit. It's just how long my legs can last and whether I can stay injury free. But mate, I can't believe it. I'll show you guys actually. It's very exciting. So I started last summer. I started a Bristol City channel. I live in Bristol. I got a season ticket at Bristol City. I've supported them all my life, and something pretty cool has come off the back of it. So they are running a charity football game called the Talk Club Cup. It's a charity. I'll be watching the Bristol half, by the way, mate. I'll be standing somewhere around Queen Square. So I don't know what you look like, though, is the only thing. But if I see you, I don't know if your name will be on the thing, on your number, but I'll cheer for you if I find you. But anyway, all in aid of men's mental health. Scott Murray, Alex Meechan, Jamie McAllister, Lewis Carey, I keep calling him Lewis Carey, who's, by the way, is our record appearance maker, Clayton Fortune, Ryan Harley, Scott Rogers, Joe Burnell, Wade Elliott, Colin Cram, Cole Scoose, Steve Phillips, Frankie, Artus, Aaron Brown, Boss Finesse, Jaxie, everything, a couple of food influencers from Bristol, Shane Mannings, a guy that was, I think, was on Love Island last year, Mikey, good mate of mine, YouTuber. Oh, that's my graphics pack. Joe Sims, I don't know if you recognise him. He was in Broadchurch. I don't watch that. A DJ called Woody Cook, a chef who's got a massive Instagram page, Dean Edwards, Jamel15 YouTuber, Twain Plumber, Tristan Plummer, two brothers who are on Gogglebox in the UK, if anyone's heard of that. And then who's that mug? I can't believe it, but I'll be in the team. And then we got John Beavis, who is, I have mispronounced a few of those names. I apologise. He's the drummer for the Idols band. And that's our team. And that's next Friday, or 2 weeks' time. But yeah, best of luck to you, Joe. And I'm glad it doesn't look like it's going to be too hot. The last couple of years, mate, it's been almost unbearable just standing there watching it. So I can't imagine what it must have been like to run. Yeah. Please don't spend all your energy shouting at me, though. Would you do A or B? A, Palmer to Saka. Mate, I did A. That's literally what I did. Yeah, as Frostbottle said, I literally did A with my team this week. I thought it was Tom Griffo. The main reason for that is obviously Semenyo's dropped in form. That's one thing. But the drop in form made me think, what's Pep going to do? Is there a chance that Semenyo could be on the bench for one of these 2 games of the double? I've got nothing left. I used all 3, mate. So I did Semenyo to Cherki, Szoboszlai in for Tavernier, and Saka in for Palmer. Ultimate Football Hub, I did Szoboszlai, mate. So I have to say that. I do like Bruno Guimaraes as well, though. Could you please pick 2 to start from DCL? Oh my god. I would probably say João Pedro and Hill. That is true, Sam FC. That is true. Still like him, though. I've got to check something as well. A second. Oh. Nice one, Wendell. Is Tavernier injured? No? No, I just thought he went off the ball, really. That's all. That's the reason I did it. I just thought he went off the ball. Bench boost with Verbruggen. Yeah, do it. That's a good bench boost, mate. I'm just not sure about Doku's minutes, mate. And his goals are all kind of worldies. And I don't think that's enough. Semenyo departure. That's a long-winded way of saying you think Semenyo is going to get a benching. I'm just worried about a benching. I'm not saying it will happen. I just think Cherki's minutes are more secure. Adam Loveridge, I am in a position where I could hit Gyökeres in, and I'm not going to do it. Rebecca White, I'm playing bench boost and have Gabriel O'Reilly Van Heck. Yeah, I think I would, you know. Does this help you? So if you're looking to replace him, you could get Kadioglu or another defender from one of the teams with good clean sheet odds. Hopefully just having that on screen will help. Andrew, I didn't pick a Palace player, mate. I don't want him. I don't want them. You tell me which Palace player is actually better than the starting 11 that I've got. Stephen, I'd be tempted to go Gyökeres. Although I would be a little bit worried about minutes with Havertz. Yeah, triple captain Haaland, I would. Tavernier to Saka, yeah. I don't think I'd get rid of Thiago or Bowen, really. No, I don't think I'd do it. Got 3 Arsenal, Brighton, and City already. Any other suggestions? You could just get another Leeds defender to be safe, or a Bournemouth defender. Who else has good odds this week? I don't trust Villa. I don't trust. I guess you go for a Palace player, don't you? I guess if you're bench boosting, you go for Canvo or Chris Richards. Rebecca, that's probably the answer, Rebecca. You go for a Palace defender. You go for Canvo or you go for Chris Richards. If you're bench boosting this week, I think you have to go for a Palace defender. I don't know why I ignored them. It's because I've not bought any. That's why I didn't think of it. Doku over Cherki? Not for me. I think your differentials are in other places. Morning, mate. Heavily chasing. So I have captained O'Reilly and brought in Hinshelwood. I think I would do Palmer to Saka. I think Palmer is a much more important sell than Thiago. That's what I'm thinking. Abdoj. That's what I'm thinking. Tipsy. I'd probably start Gross. I think Gyökeres is still differential, mate. I need him to be quiet this week. What are your thoughts on an O'Reilly? Yeah, for me it is, mate. I don't think this is the week to go different. Start Fulham, Anderson, or Thiago. I think I'd start Thiago, mate. Do you go for Gyökeres? Yeah, that's something. Yeah, I mean, that's one reason why I didn't buy him this week. Yeah, Ben White for strike, I like. Do it. I think even if well, Tipsy, if you've got my team, if you can see my team, the answer is in it, mate. Ben White for strike makes sense. I also just, even if strike was fit, I think Leeds are safe, and I think their fixtures are. I'd do it. I have two Arsenal, Saka and Gabriel. What do you think of? Yeah, Ben White could be good. I don't think Timber's going to be back. Bench boost this week with DCL, Strike, and KDH. Would be Palace on the bench next week, and they're a risk. Yes, they are, but so I'd do it. I'd maybe get rid of Strike though if you're bench boosting. That could be worth a transfer. I'd start Garner over Kanate. I think Garner's floor is like I'd start Garner. Um, buy 20 units of Saka on a football stock market that I'm looking at. Would anyone? So I'm not going to advertise it to you just yet because it's in development. But I am privy to a football stock market that's being launched by a friend of mine. It's not like the football index because it's a contained economy. So players go up and down, whereas in the football index, players only tended to go up. And there wasn't like proper accounting done. This is a real stock market, a contained economy, and the owners make money through a small service charge for every player purchase you make, a small fee for every player purchase that you make. Would anyone be interested in something like that? I don't know yet, Frostbolter. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Hopefully, sort of end of July time, I reckon. I'm going to buy Saka, I think. Yeah, I hope so, Steve. Mate, I bloody hope so. I think he is a good differential. So I wouldn't do a hit for Semenyo to Cherki. I just know what's going to happen with Semenyo now. Yeah, exactly. He'll bloody whore. It's real money, mate. Real money. In the way that players go up and down in price is very similar to FPL. The scoring system is basically the same, except there's no DEFCON. And then there's a multiplier depending on the league that they play in. So the Premier League is 100%, and then other leagues are slightly less depending on their quality. It's quite a well thought out game, to be honest with you. And it's like legit. It's not a scam. I don't know, you'd obviously say this on a on an advert or something like this, but it's not scammy like the Football Index. Oh. Triple captain, Haaland or O'Reilly. Haaland for me, mate. This week, it all depends on your team, but to be honest with you, I think this week is triple captain time for Haaland, if you're asking me. Yeah, triple captain time for Haaland this week, I think. We don't care. Oh, I missed the deadline. Oh, well. Would you take a hit to go Mbumo to Sabos? I'll tell you what. Depends who else you have on your bench. It looks like Mbumo probably won't be starting for United this week. So it all depends on who's on your bench to cover for him, really. So if you let me know who is on your bench to cover, we can make a call. We can have a look in the Discord. J-Lo's put his team in. And also, if you want to get your team reviewed, we'll check your team out in just a second, J-Lo. Please join the FPL Cartel. There should be a link. No. There should be a link in the description, and I'm just going to put it in the chat as well. In fact, I'll find the message and copy it. Basically, there's a page in the FPL Cartel Discord where you can submit your team. There we go. You can submit your team and get it reviewed on stream. J-Lo's done it. We're going to check out his team. This data is on Fulham performance against centre-backs and how difficult it is to get DEFCON against Fulham. So it's suggesting that Fulham, teams that play Fulham, don't really get that many DEFCON points. What a fabulous stat. It's flipped it for me. We're João Pedro all the way. We've just seen data to suggest that Bournemouth might struggle to hit DEFCON against Fulham. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. Then we'll see the Real Madrid drama that's going on at the moment. It's been a bit mental, hasn't it? Which transfer sounds best this week? Calvert-Lewin to Gyökeres, Tavernier to Rogers, Strike to Saliba, Strike to Munoz. Tavernier to Szoboszlai. I'll probably say 1 or 3, the Arsenal assets, I think. But I really would consider Szoboszlai. I've got Szoboszlai, I think he could be decent. Or Saka, if you don't have Saka. Hugo Tito, good to see you, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Hope you're keeping well. Going for the final push of the season. Love it. I know, Jamie. I know, mate. I know he could. I'm just staring at this team and thinking, oh, whoever I bench is going to be the wrong decision. Good morning, Cavill. I'm an hour and 7 minutes away from coffee time. I'm excited for my coffee. $112K for a season. That is very good. A fresh take, my pleasure, mate. It's going to keep coming. And by the way, as soon as the World Cup fantasy game launches, we will be all over it, mate. You can rest assured. Yeah, Palmer, sack him off. No doubt he'll score a bloody hat-trick now against Liverpool. Yeah, some of the benching decisions this week that people have to make on Twitter look appalling. Sobo or Bruno, the one I've got, mate. I do like Bruno Guimaraes, but I prefer Szoboszlai. I like the penalties and set pieces. Yeah, it'd be peak FPL that both Palmer and Semenyo return. But what can you do? I feel like I've made the right decision. Freddie, good to see you, mate. Really good to see you, Freddie. Cheers, Paul. Did I put anything in there? No. Tom's had a fair few reviews, though. Good for you. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this team overall. I'm pretty happy with it. By the way, I haven't even said this yet. If you haven't already, please do like the stream and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. Ross, no. I've already made all my transfers, mate. I'm not going to have any. I don't think it's worth it. You'd want them out basically as soon as possible. Not even sure who's going to play this week. No idea. Saka or Gyökeres, the one I've got, mate. I went for Saka. I think Saka's going to play pretty much all the minutes of the remaining Premier League games. I really do. And if Gyökeres isn't on the pitch for any period of time for Havertz, Saka's going to take the penalties. Sorry, that was a big yawn, wasn't it? What's the news on Mbumo? Yeah, there's no news. I just think Ahmad's going to play, but I wouldn't pick Ahmad. If JP seems to play as a winger, no, it's not crazy. I've gone for João Pedro, but I don't think it's crazy. Morning, Cortex, mate. Good to see you. Good to see you, pal. I think that's my team. We're settled, really. Very happy with it. Very happy with it this week. I'd go Krupi Jr. I think I would, mate. I'll go Krupi. I have two Palace defenders, Camvo and Richards. Should I sub one for Kadioglu? Nah, I'd start them both. If you've got them, you may as well. You took a -4. Gives White to Saka, I like. Van Dijk to O'Reilly, fair enough. I go Thiago over Palmer. Good to see you rocking gaming YouTube. Good to see you, my friend. Start 2 of Lacroix Senesi. I'd definitely start Lacroix if you've got him, and then João Pedro. I think, Billy, look at my team, and that kind of says it, really. I think you bench. Oh, actually, does it? I would bench Tavernier, I think, if it was me. I think Tavernier's the bencher there. But yeah, leave a like rating on the stream if you haven't already. I'd appreciate that. And if you want your team reviewed, do consider joining the FPL Cartel. I'll put a link in the chat. You can go onto my page in the Discord, submit your team, and get it reviewed live on stream. Just see it. No one's put their team in yet. Doo-boo-doo-boo-doo-boo. Thiago or Anderson? Thiago, I think. Do you think Saka, Gyökeres, Ben White all start? Yes. And Lewis Skelly starts. I wouldn't pick Lewis Skelly in FPL though. No way. He's not an FPL pick. I think I'd start DCL or Hill. Decide between those two. Tavernier's not in the conversation for me. Wouldn't take a hit for Lacroix. Yeah, Rocking Gaming YouTube. I had the same thoughts. I went for DCL. Sorry, I went for João Pedro. I did Tavernier to Szoboszlai for what it's worth. He shouldn't. Yeah, I know that's the thing. I have a normal neck. I've just been done dirty on this graphic. My neck is not that long. I've been done dirty. No worries, Cortex. I have a normal neck, mate. Is Dorgu a good pick? Nah. Not in Bumo. I don't think Mbumo is actually going to start. Best Palace defender? It's probably Lacroix. If you were holding a gun to my head and telling me who to pick, I'd say Lacroix. That was a... Sorry, I'm just using this in a tweet. Yeah, so Liverpool saying that Mamadashvili should play in goal. Start Senesi or João Pedro. João Pedro. Play 2 of Saliba, Stack, DCL, Wilson and Rogers. 2 of Saliba, Stack, DCL. Honestly, Saliba and Stack. Start Cash and Enzo or Bowen and Thiago. Start Cash and Thiago. But then Cash minutes. Yeah, Cash and Thiago is my gut feel. Cheers, Rocking Gaming YouTube. I hope so, mate. The only thing I'm missing is Crystal Palace players, but I'm backing against them. Start one of them, Bumo. I'd start Thiago. Definitely start Thiago. Nothing's wrong with Mbumo. He's just not in favour at the moment, I don't think. Good team, that, Nishan. Another Q on the... Mate, I Kirali Tom, if you're asking for advice, that's what I did. I did Tavernier to Szoboszlai. I thought it made sense. Senesi or Tavernier, I'd go Senesi. Would you transfer / swap Semenyo and Gehi for Cherki? Yeah. I think I would. That's what I did. I did Semenyo to Cherki. You could also leave them, but you're hedging against them for 2 games in 1 week. Anderson, DCL or Senesi? Start 1. Anderson. I'm thinking of doing Palmer to Szoboszlai. Yeah, good moves. I like him. I like the moves, pal. Would you transfer swap? We've already answered that. Would you do Semenyo to Cherki? I did it, mate, and I did Semenyo to Cherki. Would you bench boost Henderson? In hindsight, I probably could have done differently, but well. Would you bench boost Henderson, Senesi? Yeah, that's not bad at all, mate. That's not bad at all. I would potentially consider making a transfer, though. I'd look at Szoboszlai. 40 points off top in mini leagues. I think if you've got to make up 40 points, possibly, but I also think this is the week just to go with Haaland, really. He's so clear of anyone else. I did 3 moves, mate. I sold Palmer, I sold Tavernier, who else did I sell? And Semenyo for Cherki, Saka and Szoboszlai. Buddy, I think you've got a triple captain Haaland. I think just triple captaining Haaland is differential in itself, really. I wouldn't pick Jimenez. Oh, right. Bloody hell. Yeah, Jimenez. Crazy. I saw some people saying it was fake. It's not fake, is it? I don't think it's fake. I guess we'll find out in due course. Not good, though, if it isn't fake. I mean, that's awful. He's a footballer. What's he doing that? What are you doing? DCL or Senesi? Bournemouth have dealt with it really well. I'd probably say Senesi over DCL. You 100% sure? Yeah, mate. I've used all my transfers, so I'm not having a Palace defender. Fair enough on Van Heck. Actually, he's 15. What you do, mate, is you get a coin out and you flip it, and that's how you decide. Sesko or Van Dijk? I go Sesko. Give Sesko a start. I did forget that Szoboszlai is the early kickoff, though. That's a bit of a shame. I also think Ben White could be quite a good option. And also, looking at the fixtures, the Europa League final is sandwiched in the middle between double Gameweek 37 and 38. So the Villa fixture for Liverpool will be, hopefully, a heavily rotated Villa team ahead of the Europa League final. I'd start João Pedro, Ben, personally, but I quite liked your idea of going all in on the Bournemouth defence. I'd probably leave it like that, to be honest with you. Who would be your top three Gibbs White replacements? Szoboszlai, Saka, Cherki. The three players I bought. I think that's what I do, mate. Oh, mate, I know. Also, though, I think you could play at a stretch with a mask on, but it was awful. And I imagine Gibbs White said he wanted to. Good to see you, Amanda. Hope life is going well for you. Mateta. No, I wouldn't touch Mateta. Wilson or Mbumo? Neither. I'd probably say Wilson just because he's going to start, and I'm not sure Mbumo actually starts. It's a problem for United only being in one competition as well. We've got 45 minutes until on my coffee. I'm looking forward to my coffee. That is true, Baller X. Another reason why you probably shouldn't pick Mbumo. I just don't know what they're going to do, mate. Yeah, final team. I'm not going for Palace players, I don't think. Don't see a need to. I'm pretty content. By the way, if you're new here, please do leave a like rating on the stream. I'd really appreciate that. For some reason, YouTube is broken on my screen, so I can't see how many likes we've got. But I reckon we could do 150 likes by the end of the stream. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I think I'd start João Pedro and Calvert-Lewin, Neil Tuckley. 39 likes. Oh, we could do better than that, ladies and gents. Come on. I don't know how many we've got in here, but we got a lot. I feel like we've got a few people in here. No Palace for me. Good. Glad to hear you're keeping well. And yeah, no Palace feels like the right way to go. But yeah, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Leave a like rating on the stream and subscribe. Start one of Tarkowski or Dewsbury. Probably Dewsbury Hall. Start Thiago or Krupi Jr. I'd look to start them both. What else have you got in your team? Cheers, Gunners Girl. I was up early. I've been live for nearly 2 hours already. I was up at 5:30 this morning. What am I doing, eh? Getting up at 5:30 on a Saturday to talk about FPL. What am I doing? No chips left, mate. I do think there's something to be said, AJ, for just knowing that all of your bench are going to play. Because there could be injuries or stuff that happens between this and next week. So I do think there is something to be said for that. Tavernier to Cunha or Pedro to Gyökeres. I do Pedro to Gyökeres. I don't think there's enough upside in Cunha. To be honest, I think I would also consider Tavernier to Szoboszlai. I think I would. I'm just really happy with my team. It's nice to just be happy with your team, isn't it? The only thing I'm not too happy with is the bench. I just know players are going to score points on my bench this week, but it is what it is. Do, 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 do. I've just had the Nigel Farage Rule Britannia meme come up on my Twitter feed while I was looking at news. I had it stuck in my head now. Note Tavern is not injured. I just don't want him in my team, mate. I think you start Van Heck, FPL down under, to be honest with you. I agree on Szoboszlai and Kate. Dewsbury Hall's good as well, mate. No, I think I'd start Hill over Van Dijk, you know. No, Van Dijk. Start Van Dijk. I'm thinking just it's better to start Hill. Mate, look at my team. I've made my decision on it. You know what I'm going to say. I looked at a stat. It suggested that Fulham don't give up much defensive contributions to centre-backs. So that was reason number one. Reason number two was I just don't want to have to use Calvert-Lewin. I think Spurs will be all right this week. I think they'll beat Leeds. They need to. I think they'll be fine. So with that in mind, I went for João Pedro. Because also we know that Liverpool aren't amazing defensively. Oh, wow. I really appreciate the super chat, mate. Thank you. 2 free transfers. No Arsenal. Thinking Gabriel in for Strike. It's a great team. Your plan there is perfect. I'd consider Gyökeres in for João Pedro. I don't see a problem with that. That's a fine move as well. If you've got the free transfers to do it, I probably would. All of those moves look really good. Gabriel in for Strike is a good move. Gabriel's the best defender in the game, definitely. Even though, O'Reilly's better this week for the double, but Gabriel is the best defender in the game. Saka in for Palmer is a great move, and so is Gyökeres in for... I'd probably do Gyökeres in for João Pedro. Saka's ownership, 10.3%, eh? I've got a couple of cheeky differentials in it now. What's Gross's ownership? 3%. I've got a few little differentials in this team. I'm excited. I do like Gyökeres. Yeah, I just think his minutes are a little bit of a risk, which is why I didn't go to him. Yeah, Smokehouse, I think you're making the right call. The thing that worries me about Semenyo, and like we could be in a scenario where Semenyo outscores Cherki this week, not ruling that out. But the thing is, for me with Semenyo, with his, it seems like total drop off in form recently, it makes me wonder if Pep would do something in the lineup to rotate him. It's not outside the realms of possibility, that is it, that Pep could rotate. So that's why I did it. I think it's more than just selling a player that's out of form. I think it's selling a player that's out of form and could potentially be a minutes risk. Looking at your bench, would you start Hill? I think I probably would. Yeah, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It was just there. It will come back. Oh, Thomas, I know, mate. The last time he dropped in form, I sold him ahead of... thank you, Cortex. Thank you for sharing those links. I sold him ahead of playing Man United earlier on in the season. And I'm pretty sure he got a goal and an assist against Man United. And that was when he was in a bad patch of form. Sorry, just moving my mic. So yeah, that's all I can say on that. I would start João Pedro. I think so, J-Lo. I also just, my point remains that I think I'm a little bit worried about Semenyo's minutes. I think that's kind of where I'm at. Marcus, you got a team. I think I'd start João Pedro over Calvert-Lewin, but other than that, great team. No comments. I think I would do João Pedro over DCL though. There it is. Twitter and Instagram. There it is. Drop us a follow. You can see what I get up to in normal life on Instagram. And also, I post FPL Reels on there as well. I did it, Dancius. Will Villa rotate? Yep. Yep. I think so. I don't think they will, actually. I think they'll have to go all in on this game. The Liverpool game is interesting before the Europa League final, which is another reason why I want Szoboszlai. I haven't written off Thiago. It's a real shame, but I can't get to him. I don't think there's justification to buy him ahead of playing Man City, but I certainly wouldn't write the guy off. Palmer over Wilson. I'd have neither of them. I would probably pick Palmer over Wilson. Just for penalties. Oh. Cabell, that does look like a good move, but it just depends if you've got someone on your bench. I don't know what your bench looks like. Does Lacroix outscore? Probably. Yeah, he's got a good chance of doing so. I think Lacroix should score 4 points this week as a floor. He should score 4 points. Whereas I'm not entirely sure what I'm not entirely sure what who is it? Who is the other one? What João Pedro's floor is this week. Sorry, something popped up on my screen there and I got distracted. Hish got Harlan Bowen, Thiago Kelleher, Gabriel O'Reilly, Mukiele, Hill, Juve, Bruno, Semenyo, Anderson, Wilson, Gibbs White. Still have my bench boost. No, I'd use it. Because you don't have any Palace players, I think I'd hold off. Don't take a hit and make a transfer next week and use it next week. Start Mukiele or Hill. Get a coin out. Flip it. It's 50-50. I have Beto. I don't know who else in your team, mate. Who else could start instead of Beto? My bench: Hill, Mukiele, Dango, Dubravka. Hill, Mukiele, Dango, Dubravka. Yeah, go on. That's good enough. Yeah, do it. That's good enough. DCL or Thiago? My gut feel says Thiago, mate. Good to see animations. Good to see you, my mate. My mate animations. By the way, if you haven't already, please leave a like rating on the stream and subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. Follow me on social media as well. It will come back. It will come back. There it is. Golden Goal FF on X. Tom H Football on Instagram. Drop us a follow. Drop us a follow. I sent my team. Oh, mate, we don't do Twitter reviews. You got to join the cartel now, I'm afraid, for a team review. I'll put the link in. The link's gone. I'll pin it. It's the pin message in the chat. Join the cartel for a team review. There you go. Would you start? You'd start Hill over? Yeah, I'm sure you would. I think a lot of people would, mate. It's a very tough decision. I'll pin my message. There we go. Sorry, the final message in the chat is covered by a pop-up. Oh, Roger retracted his message. Triple captain triple captain Haaland, mate. I think triple captain Haaland is differential in itself in the sense that I don't think that many people will use their triple captain this week. Namco, I appreciate that. Beto dilemma. Oh, I really like Thiago. If I had Beto in my team, I think I'd start Thiago. Because Beto doesn't take penalties either. That was very West Country. But I really like Beto. I really like Thiago for the penalties. Plan Pedro, nothing, mate. Lazy Ush, got you, bro. Won my mini league already. Tavernier, mate. I'd get Tavernier out for Sabozlai. That's what I did this week. I think I'd also start João Pedro over Calvert-Lewin. I'd consider Bowen over Castagna. I'm good. Essex Carpet Cleaning Company. Hope you are too. 25 minutes left until I can have my coffee. That's what's riding on the end of this stream for me. I didn't have any coffee in the cupboard, and it was too early for me to go to a shop and buy any. So I've done this stream so far with no caffeine. I don't know how I've managed it. So when this stream finishes, I'm going to go to the shop and get some coffee, and I'm going to be very happy when I have my coffee. We've got 250 people watching at the moment. Thank you. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. Leave a like rating on the stream. Check out my social media, Golden Goal FF, Tom H Football on Instagram. And if you want to get your team reviewed, I've put the pinned message in the chat, and it's in the message I've just left. Consider joining the FPL Cartel. You can post your team in the Discord, and I'll review it live on stream, and a number of other very helpful FPL players will help you as well. Best Gibbs White replacement for me is probably Szoboszlai or Saka. Yeah, I tell you what, Michael Keane's fine. I like Semenyo to Cherki and Mbumo to Saka. Rat Dog, that's a decent bench boost. It's fine, in my opinion. It's very decent. Happy to use 0, mate. If you're happy to use 0, don't use them. I personally did Semenyo to Cherki, Palmer to Szoboszlai. That's what I did. And I'd also consider João Pedro to Gyökeres in your position, or whoever is on your bench to Gyökeres and bench Hill or Senesi. You'd have to take a -8. Okay, I wouldn't take a hit for any of those moves. I'd stick to your players if you have to take a hit. Start Hill, Dango, or Lafay. I'd start Hill. I think if you've got Camvo, mate, you have to play him. Play him over DCL. I would. I think João Pedro to Gyökeres is the move I would make. I just think it depends on your risk appetite for minutes. I don't think it's likely that Havertz starts, but he could. Sorry, guys. My ear was itchy then. Weird. I get Saka, Richarlison, Welbeck, and mate, I don't like that at all, but fair enough. I would not be taking -12 hits. That feels extreme. But hey, bro, you do you. You do you. Oh, a couple of my mates are on holiday down in Dorset at the moment. It looks bloody lovely. Good for them. Would you do Tavernier to Szoboszlai for a hit? No, I wouldn't take a hit. No, I just don't like hits in FPL, to be honest, mate. Strike in or out as I'm bench boosting, I'd take him out. You just don't want any risks. You know, as far as you're concerned, your bench is your starting 11. I've already answered your question. I am anonymous. You've posted it in the chat 5 times, and I've answered it. How? I've answered your question. Why are you posting it 5 times? Any major team? Not really, mate. No, nothing new. I don't think that's worth it, Dime. I think I'd start Thiago over Eze. You might think that's mad, but I just don't know who's going to start for Arsenal on that left side. I think I'd start Thiago. I like Tavernier to Szoboszlai, Roger. That's the move I made. Szoboszlai, I think, is a really decent option. Good game against Chelsea, and then the Villa game is before the Europa League final, and I think Villa are going to rotate heavily for it. I think you play paddle with my mate Nick. I don't, mate. I don't know Nick, and I play a little bit of paddle, but I haven't played paddle in a long time. Afraid it's not me. Mizalmak, I don't trust Palace minutes at all. Welbeck or Gross? Welbeck. If I had the choice, I'd pick Welbeck. Only Semenyo instead of Cherki and Tab instead of Szoboszlai. Honestly, Morsies, and you could do any of them. Oh, you could do any of them. What's your gut telling you? Right, here's a scenario. This remote is a gun. I'm pointing it at your head. Who are you going to bring in? There you go. Hopefully that doesn't get me demonetized or banned. I think that was a good scenario. Whereabouts are you? You in Bournemouth, is it? Do I remember that correctly? Yeah, they're down, I think, in West Bay. It looks lovely. If I'm chasing, is it worth captaining O'Reilly or Cherki instead? Yeah, you could captain O'Reilly. I just don't think this week is the week to go different. I think you've got 2 more weeks after this where there's a very good case to be different with your captains. Can I start? You can, of course you can. You can start them both. Miss Almac, start JP or Tavernier. JP. Would you go Rodgers or Hinshelwood? I think you've got to go Rodgers against Burnley. Personally. Senesi to Lacroix, or should I save the transfer? You could probably use it elsewhere in your team. Your rank is 110k and you give us solutions, well, mate. I think 110k is okay this season, to be honest with you. I mean, if you think it's rubbish, fair enough. But I think there's 10 million players that play the game, or 13 million. So I'm in the top 1%. I think that's okay. It's not terrible. Sean Govender, nice one, mate. Semenyo to Cherki, wouldn't do a hit for it. Jack, look at my team. I've made my decision. You got a captain Haaland this week, I think, mate. The risk of not doing it is too high. No, I've used all my transfers, mate. Durban Buds, we'll take that. If you say it looks good, I'll take it. I'm not going to tell you how many points you have after you were horrible to me, mate. I'm really excited about Szoboszlai. I think this team this week is really good. I'm really excited. I tell you what, Taco Music, you could do a lot worse than that bench boost. I think you could do a lot worse. I think there's something to be said as well for knowing that the players are fit and they're going to play this week. And I'm pretty sure that Kelleher, Thiago, Keane and Anderson are all going to play this week. I'm not going to get any Palace. I hate rainbows. I've made all my moves. Palace are not in my team. I'd pick Krupi over Anderson, I think, if I had the choice. With the form Krupi's in, I'd go for him. And he's on penalties. I think, can't decide if I should transfer in Saka for Palmer. It would, yeah, I did it. And I'd bench Senesi. Do it, mate. Yeah, Miss Almac, I've gone through that in my head. Should I go DCL? Well, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you to do what I did. If you've got a feeling and a belief in DCL, I would pick him. I think it's really close. I've gone for João Pedro because I don't trust Liverpool. I trust Szoboszlai, but I don't trust Liverpool defence. For next game week, can't afford Rodgers to Saka. No. Don't sell Bruno. Do not sell Bruno. Even though Man United might be a little bit on the beach, I would not be selling Bruno Fernandes. All right. I don't trust João Pedro with Palmer. Fair enough. 4K rank, play one of Tavernier, Pedro, Bowen. I think I play Pedro. Lee's going to lose. Okay. How would you rank the Arsenal attackers? Saka, Gyökeres, that's it. Wouldn't pick anyone else. Can you make a lineup for a free hit player? I tell you what, I'm going to be a bit of a cop out. Honestly, mate, I would go off FPL reviews predicted points. I don't know if it has one. Does it have one? Oh, hang on. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to sort it out. Oh, it's been really annoying. There we go. 32668. Won't be a sec. What I'm going to do is I'm going to filter on Gameweek 36 and the players with the top predicted points. And you're going to pick them. So if I was free hitting, Haaland, Cherki, O'Reilly would be my Man City triple up. I'd have Dean Henderson in goal, Bruno Fernandes, Welbeck. I'd have Munoz. Wouldn't have Gakpo, wouldn't have Lacroix, wouldn't have Minte. I'd pick Gyökeres. I'd pick Szoboszlai. I think I'd pick Matoma as well. I'd avoid Van Heck. Actually, no, I'd pick Van Heck over Matoma. Wouldn't pick any of them. Gabriel I'd definitely have. Saka I'd definitely have. I'd go for Rodgers against Burnley. You go for Watkins too, actually. That help? Does that help? Hopefully that helped you, Leonardo. That'll give you a good idea of who to pick, I think. To be honest, if I was free hitting this week, it wouldn't be too far off the team I've got currently. Oh, Isaac's so tough, isn't it? My gut says Senesi. Do I really need to... Oh, I think it's quite obvious that Haaland's the best captain, isn't he? Golden Boot leader. Double game week. 2 home fixtures. I don't know what more to say. Haaland's the best captain, in my opinion. I don't think you need to think about it too much, really. It takes penalties, plays every minute. Like I don't got nothing more to say, really. Philip Kelly, good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'd said Munoz and Lacroix, didn't I? I said I'd probably pick Munoz, probably pick Dean Henderson. I'd probably only have 2 Palace defenders. Actually, if you could pick both of them if you wanted, I guess. I think if you're free hitting, you probably should pick the Palace player, shouldn't you? You probably should triple up on Palace. I think I'd go Henderson, Munoz, Lacroix, Gabriel, and O'Reilly. Up front, I'd have Haaland and Gyökeres, and then it'd be a 4-4-2. Cherki, Bruno, Saka, Szoboszlai, something like that. You will have to make some awkward decisions, though, of, I think, Palace versus Brighton. That will be tough calls. Would you play Tavernier Hill or DCL? I think I play Hill. Don't want to take a hit, fair enough. Oh, I didn't buy Lacroix. I'm staying away from Palace. I'll probably come to regret it, but I'm not picking Palace this week. Yeah, if you've got Richards, you may as well start him. Stupidly took Okafor. Oh, you've got a bench though. You've got a bench. Yeah, fair enough, Levi. Fair enough. My pleasure, Johnny. And yeah, we've all been there, mate. We've all done a silly FPL move. It's fine. You're lucky. He's only in your team for a few more weeks. You'll be fine. Is what it is, bro. Get it off your chest. It'll be fine. You've got someone on your bench. You'll have someone on your bench. Mukiele or Shrub. I don't know who Shrub is. Sorry. Semenyo. Great team. No, that's the team, mate. That's a great team. No suggestions, mate. Got nothing. That's a great team. I'm jealous, actually. Sorry, I'm going to blow my nose. Sorry, FPL AXE. We only do team reviews in the Discord now, which you can join using the link in the description. Well, sorry, in the description or the one I've just put in the chat. Yes, it was Philip in terms of saying it's a good team. Manchester lad. Appreciate you. 5 more minutes, guys, and then we're gonna sign off because I want to have a coffee. And we usually finish at 9 anyway. Hand over to the big guns. Let the big boys have a stream. I've been up since R5, mate. Talk to me about coffee. I need a bloody coffee. Good luck for your cricket game, mate. Cheers, JMC Nicole 95. Thank you. You're one of the few people that do that. No, mate, I've been streaming since 6:30. Been up very early. I'm trying to speak hush so I don't annoy and wake up my flatmate. But there is training this morning. There was training. My team got in at 6:30. They were in the water. So when I started my stream is when they got in the water. On a free hit with 5 free transfers. It doesn't matter if you're on your free hit. Free hit, you got unlimited transfers. Doesn't matter what you do. Last question. Do I bench boost with, yeah, it's decent. And Boomer, I'm not sure about Mbumo. He could be worth the transfer, to be honest. No, buy Sabozlai over Verts. I would be watching the game behind the sofa, but I'd go Cherki captain. In fact, I'd probably captain O'Reilly over Cherki. I don't think Bournemouth can keep a clean. They might be able to. These are their odds. Bournemouth's clean sheet odds this week are 21%. Last question. Yeah, we went into that. We've already answered that. FPL ruins lives. Tell me about it. Flavian, those are the exact moves that I made. Those are the exact moves that I made, mate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that concludes the deadline stream. I hope everyone enjoyed it. 2 hours and 30 minutes we went on for there. I enjoyed it. I've made all my transfers. I'm very happy with my team. I've got nothing more to say, I don't think. Other than thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like rating on the stream. Subscribe down below on your way out. And I'm going to go and have a coffee. I'll see you in a bit.